So did you hear that everyone in and about Moscow is totally on autopilot, asleep through life?
Yeah, how so?
Well, apparently there was some hacking that went on that affected a large taxi company near that area, and it just sent all the taxis to Moscow. So it ended up with a big traffic jam. And you just have to ask yourself, right? If they weren't asleep and just going through life on autopilot, you would think that after there were enough taxis there to see a sea of taxis, the ones that were coming behind them would just be like, yeah, I think there's plenty of taxis to handle whatever might be going on there. I'm just going to cancel this fare and try another one because it's a traffic jam. Like, even if you think that your fare is actually there and it's not already being handled by another taxi, you can clearly see you have zero chance of getting to it. Just make that U-turn and go somewhere else and try to earn some cash for the day. But everybody is asleep and they're just going throughout their day on autopilot, doing whatever they're pre programmed to do. And that's the end result.
No, I mean, I don't think that's quite fair. We are talking about that Yandex taxi hack, and if that's the case, if I even think about Uber or any other taxi service, you get it. You're driving to your destination, you see all the taxis in front of you, but by then you're already stuck in the traffic jam. So I mean, maybe the first 30 taxis should have been wise enough for it, but every other one coming in past that point, you're just entering the gridlock. It's like when you have an accident on the highway and it takes up all the lanes. You're never getting out. Until
You
they move that, you're never getting out.
you can see gridlock far away enough that you can say, okay, I'm going to move into the lane to get ready to take the exit and just go, to one of those areas right before Moscow, and then from there you're free to drive wherever you want. But everybody is a sheep and they have to follow the group, and they just going to do that lemming march right off the cliff, and this is what you end up with. So everybody's trying to blame it on the hacking group, which I believe through Twitter they claimed it was anonymous, which, how do they have a Twitter account and the ex-president doesn't? But I digress on that topic. And so in reality, we all know it wasn't anonymous, right? This is a Russian area and it's a hack. It's Russian hackers, right? It's always Russian hackers. No matter what it is that's being hacked, it's Russian hackers. So they're doing it. I don't know what their ploy is this time, if it's to be in the news again and distract people from the other stuff that's going on in that region. But that's what you have. Or maybe they're just testing a tool that they're going to use for some other attack later on, and they had to pick an actual target that they could control. And maybe they're working hand in hand with the Yandex taxi service, and they said, yeah, let's see what happens. And they're working with them, and they're making it seem like it's some external attack, but it's Russian hackers. It's always Russian hackers.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. But on the
Okay,
off chance it isn't,
I'm always
what I mean, it's just the good old days. Maybe that's what we're seeing again. We're seeing Anonymous just trying to do things for fun and getting a laugh out of it. And I guess a 3 hour gridlock over in Russia, that's a hell of a riot when you're not stuck in there. But I just don't like the idea of dragging innocent civilians and innocent citizens that have nothing to do with anything. You just inconvenience a group of individuals just trying to go to work, just trying to live their life in a hellish situation. And I'm pretty sure work sucks over there more than it does over here. So to then get stuck in traffic, head into a job that you hate, running out of gas, and everything's going to hell, it's dreadful because all the people that you probably want to target and inconvenience, they can probably pay for private jets and helicopters. They're not bothered by this. And the cars that they're in has all sorts of entertainment. So they're really not bothered by this. You just impacted the innocent people that really never deserve this. I'm not really on board for this.
Ooh, you just accidentally made a good point. What if this gridlock was to force those other individuals to use their helicopters, and their helicopters have also been hacked, or they've stationed things in range that could take down the helicopters? So this whole thing was just to funnel them into the kill zone. It could be that. But let's be clear, right? If this was anonymous and they were doing it just for fun, they're way more talented than this, right? They would have done something like created a flash mob and made it seem like it was a real thing, sponsored by some big corporation or something, where, all of the most beautiful women in the area are supposed to strip down just to their undies and just march for some made up cause to save some fish in a aquarium somewhere or something. But they didn't do that, so it's not that. It's Russian hackers. It's always Russian hackers.
Yeah, Anonymous wouldn't do that. You would.
Anonymously.